So here we go. Welcome back to another edition of Game Day. I've arrived inside Portman Road ahead of Town's clash with Cheltenham Town in League One. Of course, Saturday was a fantastic result against Burton Albion. Can the Blues back it up? I'm going to bring you the sights, the sounds and the thoughts of the fans after the game as standard. So I hope you enjoy as ever. Let's go.
Evening Town fans, Ben Diath here for Game Day. Frustrating evening here at Portman Road. Cheltenham parked the bus and did the job against us. I think all Town fans will go home slightly disappointed. Clinging on to positives, another clean sheet, but let's be fair, we didn't create as much as we would normally want to. As I said, Cheltenham came with a game plan. I'm surprised more teams haven't been able to do that at Portman Road this year. But we're going to have to get used to that. Teams are going to come here, take the point, and unfortunately I think tonight we're just going to have to take our medicine and do exactly that. Take the point, move on to the away game at the weekend. We're a point possibly close to the playoffs. Other results went our way, apart from Oxford winning. So trying to be positive. It was a really, really frustrating evening. We had the odd half chance, but did we really create anything clear cut? Probably not. A little bit disappointed with Burns being very quiet again, sorry. Carroll didn't step in and do the job we wanted to. I thought he was tidy first half, but disappointing second. Again, at the back we looked very solid. Cheltenham tried to create something on the break, but really didn't offer much at all. So 0-0, could have been worse, but we'll move on to Saturday and hope for 3 points. Yeah, that's Game Day from me.
Right, Mike and Mark here.
Mark and Mike.
Just about
back.
got out.
How did your dinner go?
That was very nice, thank you. Yeah, it was very nice.
She's a good cook, is she?
She didn't cook, actually. It was her cousin's partner. We had mushroom stroganoff for anyone that'd like to know. This could be a regular
Was
feature.
it better than this game?
It was, yeah, it was. Frustrating evening, wasn't it? I think for me,
No, I thought first half we were on top of it. It looked like, well, we're just waiting to get that one ball in, and that would have been it. 1-0 up, we'd have been on our way.
yeah, we had that. It was a Chaplin header. That was a really good save from their keeper.
Then the teams swapped shirts at half times, and we played like Cheltenham in the second half.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
yeah.
Blue Army!
They're happy still, but yeah, I think Cheltenham, as much as they'll probably get a lot of criticism from some other people on the Game Day video, but I think they came here to do a job.
Happy birthday, Ken.
And I think they didn't actually play too badly. It's very reminiscent of that Gillingham game where
It's awful, Mark.
we weren't that bad. I think it reminded me of that Gillingham game
Second
where
half, we just lost all our composure, and it was just terrible. I don't know what he told them at half time. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't think it was that, because they didn't do what they were doing.
But we were
in the first half.
yeah, but we were playing well in the first half. You just said we were.
We were well on top. We were 74% possession.
Yeah.
We had 13 shots on goal. All right, there's only 3 on target. But we were on top and we were creating chances. And then the second half, it just seemed to stop. And it's like we went into panic stations.
Yeah.
Panic. Oh, quick! We've got to get the ball up. We've got to shoot before we've actually.
I think we've been guilty of that many a time this season.
It just crept in there, and it was just no composure whatsoever. And we ended up hoofing it up the field, and it was just like, what the hell is this? It was frustrating.
Yeah, it is frustrating, but I feel like if we'd have got that, that one chance, took it away, took your chance, and I think the game would have been comfortable. I think Cheltenham, to their credit, I think they shut up shop well in the second half. I think they realised that we were getting in behind quite well. They played a lot of higher line, and they backs to the wall defending. That's sometimes what you need. And it's another clean sheet for us, trying to put a positive spin on it. We didn't lose any ground on the playoffs. It would have been nice to get a bit closer.
Yeah, but we've now got Bolton 1 point behind us.
Yeah,
They're on form.
but you look who we've got next. You'd argue on paper, football's never played there. But
Morecambe, yeah,
two
just
winnable
lost their
games.
manager.
Yeah, so either new manager bounce, along come Ipswich, or we get back on the road and we start picking up those wins that we desperately need again. I'm looking forward to Morecambe.
Do the EFL still watch this?
I don't know. Do they?
Because they're always watching Ross, because they're always cutting his videos, aren't they? Taking them down off YouTube and that.
Yeah, it's just too
Well, I think the EFL
high
have got
quality.
something I mean, them Cheltenham fans, it's the first time they've had to, first time they've come to Portman Road. And they bring it on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
And we went there on a Tuesday.
Yeah. So that wasn't the first time we were there, was it?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Even so,
It's not right.
On to Morecambe. We're better than Morecambe. Are we better than Morecambe and Wise?
I don't know. Looking at that second half, I don't think we're a mid-table team. That was a mid-table performance in the second half.
Yeah. But we've got a chance to put it right. Looking forward to my fish and chips, and Morecambe renowned for their
fish and chips.
They got good pies as well, I hear.
I don't know about their pies. I know they've got fish and chips because they're right on the coast, aren't they?
Yeah.
Might have a stick of rock with Morecambe written right way through it.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have a stick of rock with win written right way through it.
Hello, it's Alex here with the man, Matthias. After 0-0 against Cheltenham, you do a minute and then I'll do a minute. Go on.
Okay, so let's stretch this out. So Ipswich Town 0, Cheltenham Town 0. So we huffed, we puffed, we had the majority of possession. We had kind of 3 times as many chances, double the clear-cut chances tonight. It just didn't come together. So I think recently, Stu and Andy have mentioned on the main Kings of Anglia pod that there would be a result tonight that might kind of affects the kind of feeling of goodwill and kind of like the optimism. I think tonight was the night. They credit to Cheltenham. They came here to take points off us, didn't they?
Yeah,
and they succeeded. We just couldn't unpick that lot, could we, Alex?
No, we couldn't. This is my first game under the McKenna era, and I was ready to dance in front of you and sing after our 3 points and really put on a show. I'm absolutely gutted by that. First 20 minutes, I loved it. I loved the way that we were playing. I loved the look of the team, the movement, the passing was really great. And I thought, hello, this McKenna is coming together, and I thought we were really good. Then, when you're in so much control of a game, you just take your foot off the pedal a little, and we did. And we just let it drift. And there was an assumption that things were going to happen, and they didn't. We went in at half-time. McKenna obviously had a word, quicker, do things quicker, and it didn't happen. We did create, though, 4 or 5 clear-cut chances, but also Cheltenham. Cheltenham could have nicked it at the end and had a couple. You don't agree with me. No one really agrees with me. I just think we're a little bit short, and I don't think we're going to be good enough. I really don't think we're going to make the playoffs this year, but we are in such a great place to where we are. You say, we're a point closer, we're only 4 points from the playoffs. That is a game.
Baby.
You've got to beat Cheltenham at home. You have to. You've got to have that something, and it's that something that's just a little bit missing from us.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it should have been in the bag. There were chances there, don't get me wrong. But we let it drift. I think McKenna got a few things wrong, but we don't really have time.
It's been more than a minute.
Let's go back to my man here to conclude things.
2 points drop, but we're still 4 points from the playoffs. A lot of football still to come. I think what we've got to do as Ipswich fans is just trust the process.
Yeah, he loves that.
Trust the process.
Yeah, McKenna at the wheel, blah-de-blah. Gutted. That was really gutted. He'll be really disappointed, McKenna, and the players will as well. I love the boys. We're in great shape. We're so much better than we were, but we're just a little bit short, and I don't think we're going to do it, whereas you will stay optimistic. We'll be back again. He'll be back all the time. I'll see you soon, won't we? We'll be back.
Come on, you Blues.
Come on, you Blues.
Oh, well, that was frustrating to say a word. I think I was telling my old man on 70 minutes, said, we won't score here all night. First 20 minutes, we were all over them, playing really well. Just didn't take the chance, then Cheltenham got back into it, started playing the game down, which they're going to do, which I don't mind, that's football nowadays. The one that sticks up for me is just Pigs needs a goal. It's coming straight for Selena's foot. Pigs takes it, just misses. But then, let's look at the positives. The Sox are still undefeated, 5 clean sheets in a row, only 4 points of the playoffs. If we win at Morecambe and Fleetwood, who knows? But anyway, up the town.
Hi there, it's Bloomers, and I'm not going to waste your time that much because I've had probably about 8 people before me and 8 people after me, but a really, really frustrating one tonight. We were the better side, but I mean, Cheltenham were a turd masquerading as a corn dog. So it didn't really matter if that we were the better team. It was all about us trying to break them down, and we didn't do it. The difference is at Burton, against Burton, we scored after 47 seconds, and things felt a bit more sanguine after that. And because we didn't get that early goal, the pressure built and built and built and built, and then nothing came of it. There just seemed to be tonight no link between the midfield and the attack, and ultimately that's what's cost us. I don't know if anyone before me has said about Cheltenham's supposed time-wasting tactics and maybe the referee, but for me tonight, you don't blame the referee and you don't blame Cheltenham doing what they're doing, because if I was Cheltenham and I was in their dressing room, I'd be doing what they're doing. So it was all about us, and it was our prerogative to try and break them down, and we didn't do that. It was a very frustrating night, and doubly so because a few teams around us seem to have dropped points as well. So it's on to Saturday, and some of the more positive people around the match day crowd have just said if we win, things will be a little bit happier again, and I completely agree. But now the onus is to go to Morecambe on Saturday and win, and it might be a horrible game in a very tricky conditions and a very tricky stadium. I don't know what it's going to be like, but you won't imagine it will be as easy to win there as it was tonight. And now we're behind the 8 ball and we've got to play catch up again. So very frustrating. I'm not going to go on too much about the players because I'm sure the rest have done that. But look, at the end of the day, it's another draw. I guess that's momentum, which is positive. But at this time, we just need to win. And let's be honest, the way it's looking like is we're going to be sort of 8th or 9th, just looking in on the playoffs. And that is still an improvement on the start of the season, don't get me wrong, so McKenna deserves all the credit, but it's probably not going to be enough for us to get into that top 6. But hey, let's hope I'm wrong, and there's another game Saturday, so come on, Sam.
It's Matt. Feels like a real missed opportunity tonight. I thought we were excellent in the first half, knocking the ball about nicely, a lot of good play coming out of midfield, coming down the sides, putting it in. We really did everything but score, and second half, I don't know, it's like we got into our own heads because we hadn't scored, and the longer the game went on, the more unforced errors we were making. Cheltenham pressed more. They obviously shut up shop. We're happy for a 0-0 in the second half, you know. I mean, really evident that last sort of 5-10 minutes, time wasting. Quite interesting. I can now say I've seen two great things tonight. I've seen Omar Jalili recreate the Chef Keys one dive at half time, and I've seen Sammy Morsey pick somebody up by the armpits twice and drop them on their backside. But we felt really pedestrian in that second half. Honestly, and it's the first time I've had anything negative to say about McKenna since he came to the club. I'm not sure he got the subs right. I would have left Jackson on, and I had Bon and Jackson up top. I didn't think Selena had the greatest game tonight. He had a couple of flashes, but I think overall he was a bit poor. And I thought Thompson was having a good game, and I thought the change for KVY wasn't great. I'm not a fan of KVY on that left-hand side, being a right-footed player. I don't think it works. There's one time he tried to keep the ball in with his left foot, and it's just gone pinging off and up into the top tier of the West End. The results around the league tonight, I mean, it's not a missed opportunity, it's not a disaster, but disappointed. Really should have had it wrapped up by half-time.
As David, I am fuming. I'm going to try very hard, just especially for Ross, not to swear in this, which is going to be hard. Why am I fuming? I'm Cheltenham. Sorry, that's the extent of my swearing. But Cheltenham they are there for the taking. We should have caned them. With better finishing, we should have been 4, 5, 6 up in the first 30 minutes because we were utterly in control. Or was it 75% possession at 35 minutes? We gradually lost it. In the second half, we had absolutely nothing. It was like all the confidence disappeared because we didn't get the goal in the first 35 minutes, and then we were just sort of hoping something would happen. I think McKenna got the substitutions completely arse about face, quite frankly. Carroll. First of all, I'm going to be fair, because the first 30 minutes, Carroll was not the useless waste of space that I know he is. He played positively, he pushed balls forward, and so on. Then he got deeper and deeper and deeper and started playing sideways crab passes and being the absolute flaky waste of space that shouldn't ever be allowed near a football field again. and we gradually lost it. In the second half, he was weak. He was virtually on the same line as the defenders. There was nothing. He went off. Okay, good. And then we left with Morsey. As the only midfielder there. Selina he slowed things down. He didn't put balls in properly because he wants to do everything himself, so he over-elaborates. Changing Thompson who doesn't go past a player for another defender who doesn't go past a player, because the problem with Vincent Young on the left is he cuts back, so he doesn't go past somebody. He can't put the ball in. I didn't see the point in that substitution. Don't see the point in bringing Piggott on. I mean, I'd rather see Mitch DeVray play, and he's 62, something like that. I'd rather see Ross play up front. I'd rather see that sodding Bollard play up front than see Piggott on a pitch ever. He can't control a ball. He's got no first touch. He can't hold something up. He is absolutely shocking. And I know I got grief on Twitter about it the other day, but I'll stand by it. Piggott and Carroll are not footballers. They should not be anywhere near a pitch. You've got Backinson. What play a central midfield? And we had nothing in the second half except hoping something would come from it. It was poor game management, I think, from McKenna, and ultimately then Cheltenham got what they wanted. You saw that for that arrogant little cock of a goalkeeper, and the blatant cheating when they were claiming to go down, which preposterously ends up with Edmondson and Wolfenden being booked because you've got yet another weak referee. Instead of booking them for time wasting, books us for protesting about it. But Cheltenham got what they wanted. They're rubbish. I hope they get relegated very, very soon because I despise it. This is exactly why this league is so rubbish. And we should be winning these games if you take those things and control it, which you're not going to do if you've got a plank up front, you've got a selfish git who's supposed to be feeding them, and you've got Carroll sitting in midfield, playing balls backwards and just being an insipid waste of space. I am seriously
Matt here after what feels like a defeat, but was Ipswich Town 0, Cheltenham 0, so I'm told. I kind of dozed off during the second half. It all got a little bit lacklustre and a little bit boring. Safe to say, but I'm not particularly happy after that. I mean, Cheltenham got what they wanted. They came for a point. You saw the way the goalkeeper was celebrating their historic 0-0 draw against Ipswich Town at Portman Road, and quite frankly, I hope he looks in the mirror and is quite embarrassed with himself, to be honest. But here we go. Small clubs will come to places like this and play off that. I think the game realistically was decided in that first 30 minutes when Town had a whole variety of chances and decided that we didn't want to score today. We decided that in the spirit of the Six Nations we'd put everything over the crossbar. I mean, Wes Burns is a fantastic player, but there was one I felt, really should have gone in towards the start. If he just keeps it low and puts it in, it goes in at the post. But it didn't happen, and I know it's easy to say that we've not lost ground. In fact, we've actually made ground, 3 points in the playoffs now, but it almost feels like we've lost today because it was just so frustrating. I think Joe Piggott is possibly one of the worst players I have seen for a long time. He looks like a hold-up man, but realistically the ball just bounces off him and he doesn't really create anything. I thought Tom Carroll, a player that has played in the Premier League, really fails to interest me. He had possibly one or two good passes during his old time on the pitch, and ultimately it's one of those cliches where you don't take your chances, you don't win the game, and I guess that's what it comes down to tonight. Just got to keep going now and go on to Morecambe, and hopefully this is a little bit of a kick up the backside for the players. After McKenna, he'll say, put the bloody ball in the net.
Okay, Mark and Joe here. I come up from Abergavenny today, 246 miles. I think we might claim the petrol back from Ipswich Town because we didn't see a goal. Joe plays for the Cheltenham development squad as a goalkeeper, and he's decided to hang up his Cheltenham shirt now because of their dodgy time-wasting tactics in the second half. I think we should have had an extra 20 minutes. It was quite appalling, Joe, wasn't it? First 20, we looked great, and I thought a goal, we're going to get a goal here and win 3 or 4-0 comfortably, because I thought Cheltenham were a really poor side, weren't they? And then the second half, we stopped doing all the things that we'd done well in the first 20-25 minutes, and the game pot went to plan. And I don't think we ever looked like scoring. A few positives: Wolfie was great, Walton was great, Morsey was terrific, Danasian and Burns worked really hard. Apart from that, not an awful lot to say, really. I didn't think the rest of them were quite up to the 8 and 9 out of 10s. They were more like 6s and 7s. A goal would have changed the goal early on, but we didn't get one, and that's the story of the night. We just did not get that goal that we should have got when we were on top. What do you think, Joe?
I think Wilfenden played really well. We should have got the goal earlier, and then we would have won easily. We need the points. If we don't get more wins, we are not going to do much this season. I think we should have scored. They were quite physical, Cheltenham, but we were still better.
Hello, I'm James.
I'm Francine.
And we are reacting to Ipswich Town 0.
Cheltenham Town 0.
Well. Francine, what did you think of the first 30 minutes?
Thought we were fantastic, and we should have been multiple goals up if we had composure, or if there was someone at the back post when those balls were fizzing in. And me and the lady behind turned to each other every single game, multiple times, to go, back post! Because put a ball in, had someone running in, an extra chance to get goal, but we never do, and that cost us.
Yeah, we should have been out of sight in those first 30 minutes. And then after that, kind of the half petered out, and second half we were just tactically quite poor, I'd say.
Yeah, and we fell to their level. We played into their hands of kicking the ball, going long, hoofing it in the air, and that's how that's what they thrived off. And we had no composure on the ball at all. No, it was just here, there, and everywhere. And then when Cannell went off, probably correctly, we then had nothing in the middle because it was just Morsey and nobody.
Yeah, Cheltenham definitely came with a game plan, especially second half. I think they were coming for the point, and you could see that as their keeper was celebrating at the end to get the point. So, a very disappointing day at the office for Ipswich Town. Where do we go from here on Saturday?
3 points at Morecambe, please. I'd play Bond up front of Jackson. Controversially, maybe, I wouldn't start Selena. Think he's better coming off the bench, so probably Bond and Jackson up front with Chaplin or Luca in behind, and hopefully Evans is fit as well, because I think that will make a difference.
Yeah, I think Evans would make a big difference. It wasn't our best game, but I don't think it should be all doom and gloom for Ipswich. We need to move on. I think the gap might have even closed to 4 points now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from a message I've seen tonight. And as I'm recording this, Sunderland are currently losing, which also helps us. So hopefully by the time this goes out, they haven't actually lost. Otherwise I'll look stupid.
Absolutely. Well, I think we're still with optimism here. We still think the playoffs are on. We cannot wait for the rest of the season. We're playing some exciting football. Maybe not in the second half today, but in general. Yeah. And I think we're on board. We're on the bus for the playoffs, aren't we?
I'm getting there. I'm getting on. I'm getting on.
Brilliant. Thank you for watching Game Day. Have a good week.